welcome to day 4. Let's open up our legs and send your big toes to touch, open up your legs and walk your hands out the mat. Place your forehead on the mat and take a deep breath in. And out. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Now walk your hands to the right side. Send your left hip closer to your heel. Then walk your hands to the left side. And send your right hip closer to your heel. One more. Now walk your hands back to the front. Really press your hips into your thighs. And take a deep breath and set an intention. And then come up to tabletop and send your palms towards the outside and your fingertips towards you. Your thumbs out and press back. And then send your fingertips towards each other and thumbs towards you. And press back. And then send your palms up and your thumbs towards each other. Feel that stretch in your arms. And then take a seat back onto your feet. If you want, you could do toe pose where you send your toes underneath, like this. And then send your hand, so send your right hand on your outside of your head, and then look down towards your leg, towards your right leg, and to really stretch out your neck. Or you can even look up. Let's start looking up. And then do the other side. And look up. Feel that stretch in your neck? Do you feel that stretch? And then send your head down, and then send your palms towards so press your fingertips on your head to push your head down farther. And then send your hands, so cross your hands together, and then send your neck up. And then try to do it again. This time send your gaze down towards the floor with your right hand on your head. And then your left hand, and then look down to the right side. And now roll your head towards the front. And go to the right, to the left. Ooh, I heard that. And then send it all the way around. And then send it all the way around. And now let's cross our right arm over our left. And then our left over our right. And then send your hands down to the mat for tabletop. And then round your back and send your spine up towards the ceiling. Release and look up. Let's do some cow poses. Inhale, send your spine towards the ceiling. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, send your spine towards the ceiling. Exhale, release. Now tuck your toes and send your hips up high. Give yourself a little soft bend in your knee and then reach for your left ankle. Send your right arm on the left side. Really stretch out that side. Send your drishti in between, like underneath your armpit. They really stretch out. Good job, Kyle. Switch sides. And really breathe. Just get into this pose. And then send both hands down to the mat. Send your drishti in between your feet and come high on your toes. and then send them down towards the mat. Now walk your hands towards your feet. Press your feet into the mat and grab opposite elbows and sway for ragdoll. And clasp your hands behind your back and send your hands towards the ceiling and just let your body go. Really let the shoulders go. And then send both hands to the mat slowly, toe heel your feet together. Halfway lift, send your hands on your shins. Forward fold. Extend it out and send your arms up high. Cross your right foot over your left and then fold. If you need to, bend your knees a little bit. Just let that head go. Now send your arms up and then twist to the other side. Come back up. Unravel. Forward fold. Halfway lift. High plank. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale, high on your toes. Bend your knees, step or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Extend them out and send your arms up high. This time send your hands to prayer. And then lean over to the right. Oh, my back just cracked. And send your heart up towards the ceiling. Back to center. Now send your hands to the left. Back to center. Forward fold. Halfway lift. High plank. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Inhale. Exhale. High on your toes. Bend your knees. Step or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Sit low like you're sitting in a little kid's chair. Send your arms towards the front, pull your shoulders up, roll them back, and send them up. You okay? Your legs hurt? Too much bike riding? Forward fold. Halfway lift. High plank. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Right side, warrior one. Step that right foot between your hands. Send your arms up. Open up to warrior two. Make sure you send that knee on the outside towards your pinky toe. Flip your front palm. Come into reverse. Back to warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Lean towards the front. And bend down for triangle. You're going to look like triangles. Send your drishti up. Send that top hand around your back. What's wrong? Yeah, it's all triangles. Look at, if you look at yourself in the mirror, the thing. Your arm up high. Come back into warrior two. Now come into warrior one. And ground down into that front foot and kick up to warrior three. Yep, and if you hit your friend, it's fine. Send your pinky toe down. And then come back into warrior two. High plank. Send your hips up high. Left side, warrior one. Open up to warrior two. Straighten your front leg, lean forward, and then fold into warrior two. Triangle. Send your drishti up towards the ceiling. One more breath. Open up to warrior two. Send your hands back to warrior one. And then ground down into that front foot. And come into warrior three. Send that pinky toe down your back. Come over your head. need to, use a wall, just like Colin. And then slowly come back into warrior two. High plank. Low plank. Upward facing, downward facing. Lift your right leg. Bring your knee to your nose. Send it back. Knee to right elbow. Send it back. Knee to left elbow. Send it back. Now bend your knee and open up your hip. Roll out your ankle or flip your dog. Got it. Where are you going? Flip back and switch feet. Left side, bring your knee to your nose. Send it back. Knee to left elbow. Send it back. Knee to right elbow. Send it back. Now bend your knee and open up your hip. Flip your dog here. Flip back. Now lift your left leg and bring your left hand on the outside of your right hand on the out. Lift your right leg and then send your right foot on the outside of your left hand. And do crazy star. Good job. Come back. Now lift your left leg and send your left leg on the outside of your right hand and come in and do the star on this side. And back to center. Lift your right leg. Bring your right leg in between your hand. And you're going to send your hand down for crescent, lunge. So make sure that heel is over your toes. You don't want it to look like this. You want it over your toes and pretend there's a string that's pulling your knee up. Hands of prayer. Lean forward and then fold. And twist over to the right side. Back to center. And then come into warrior two. Flip your front palm, come into reverse. And then high plank. And then lift your left leg and bring your left leg in between. If you need to, you can drop your knee or stay up. Hands of prayer, lean forward, and then twist to the left. Two more breaths. Send your arm up high. Then come into warrior two. Flip your front palm, come into reverse. And then come into high plank. Low plank. Upward facing, downward facing. Bring your right foot in between your hands and come into runner stretch. Stretch out them legs. Good job. Send your left hand down and your right hand up. And send your hand down. Come into runner. And then bring your hand in between and come into lizard. Kick back to half split. You what? Or full split. Colin knows my yoga words. Come back into runner. Can you do a full split? Me neither. Now use your core muscles to bring that front foot to meet the back and then switch feet. And then press in and then do a twist. You can drop that back leg if you want. And then come down and send back. It's my birthday. Good time. And then come back into runner. And now switch feet one more time. Now send your right foot in between. Let's go into half pigeon. And then you can bend your front foot and then bend your back leg. And then walk out. keep that back leg bent and lean in. And give that little side body stretch. So you want to be sideways and then push up. And send your drishti up towards the ceiling. Really press your hand down to the mat. And then come down and kick that leg back. Walk your hands out. And just breathe. We won't do core today. Colin's happy. You happy? Come back up. And now send that back leg over for double pigeon. Send your hands on your hips and fold. You got it. Now send your left leg forward and your right leg back. Oh, let's cross them over. Sorry, let's do this one first. Where your back leg's bent. And then you're going to come up, lift out this side. So use that left hand down to the ground, that right hand up. Get a little different twist. And then come down. And now send your right leg back and your left leg forward. And come into double or half pigeon. Come up. Now send that back leg over for double pigeon. You can keep your hands on your hips, or you can bring your hands next to you. Just make sure your hips are on the ground first, and then fold. One more breath. And then come all the way up and then open up your legs wide. And send your right hand on the inside of your leg and your left hand up. And then reach over for your toes. And send your heart towards the ceiling. If you can touch your toes, that's amazing. If not, that's okay. I'm not there. And just stretch. Give your body a stretch. Switch sides. Or if you want, you can reach over, just like Colin. Whatever you feel the best, stretching your legs. Now walk your hands towards the middle and send your hands towards the middle. And try to reach. Come up and then close your legs. And then reach for your toes. You can bend your knees. And then bring your right leg in. Good job, Ka. Now send your right leg over for a twist. Now your right leg straight, your left leg bent. Fold. You want to grab 2 belts? And come up and then send your left leg over. And then bring your hands and face your fingertips towards the front and come up towards up. For a reverse tabletop, let's open them shoulders up. Okay, keep pushing your hips up. Come down. And now grab your belt. And loop your right leg. And then walk your hand up your belt. And then open up your right leg towards the right side. Send your drishti to the left. Switch sides. Bring your foot back up, walk your hand up your belt, and stay here for 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Send your heel up towards the ceiling. And then open up your heel towards the side. Send your drishti to the right, or towards Colin's foot. And then cross over. And then walk your foot up towards the ceiling, walk your hand up and stay here for 3, 2, 1. Release. Hug your knees into your chest. And then roll over to the right side and send your drishti to the left. Back to center. Send your drishti to the right and your knees to the left. Back to center. Do butterfly on the ground where you have your feet to touch. Soles of your feet to touch, your legs open wide, and your hand over your head. And just let it go. One more breath in. And then hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Inhale. Exhale, Savasana. You guys want to call it? Savasana. Final rest. Just let your head float onto the mat. And just let it all go. You can stay here as long as you like, or you can start to wiggle your fingers. And then send your hands over your head for a good morning stretch. Hug your knees into your chest and roll to the right side. And then slowly come up. Send your hands to prayer center. Send your hands to your third eye. Thank you for coming out and practicing with Colin and I. We hope you had a great class. Together we say, Namaste.